welcome back. June 4th, National Cheese Day. Yes, it's cheese day, and I thought of doing like a really nice big cheese platter with crackers and all kinds of stuff to put on it, and then I said, nah, I don't feel like doing that. I figured we'd keep with our theme from yesterday, which we did fish and chips yesterday. Let's stay with that comfort food theme and do the most classic and popular of all the comfort foods, mac and cheese. It's cheese day, why not do mac and cheese? And of course, we gotta ramp it up because it's cheese day. It's a 5 cheese mac and cheese. I was gonna do an even bigger one, like an 8 cheese mac and cheese, and I thought, nah, all right, let's tone it down. Let's save some of those cheeses for some of the rest of the year. And so we're only, maybe almost halfway through, so we got a long way to go. But we're gonna do a 5 cheese mac and cheese today. I believe this, from my research of finding recipes, that this is a Emeril inspired mac and cheese. So there's some of his Essence seasoning, which you can go online and Google Emeril's Essence, and it's like 8 spices and you put them all together and you make this like Creole style essence thing, a little hot sauce. Seems like a good recipe today. Gonna be a lot of fun. We love mac and cheese, at least I love mac and cheese. So let's get started on this one today and get some cheese going. Okay, for our 5 cheese mac and cheese today, we need 5½ tablespoons of unsalted butter, 4½ tablespoons of flour, 3½ cups of half and half, some salt and pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of hot sauce, 4 ounces of Parmesan cheese, 8 ounces of cheddar cheese, 4 ounces of Gruyere cheese, 4 ounces of Fontina cheese, and 4 ounces of Asiago cheese. We also need a pound of elbow macaroni, 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1/3 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and 1½ teaspoons of Emeril's Essence seasoning. Okay, so let's get started today making our mac and cheese. I'm really looking forward to this one today. I know, after yesterday's deep fried madness of fish and hush puppies and fries, mac and cheese is probably the last thing I need today, or my heart needs today, but that's okay. We're going to show you a trick too later on how to maybe make it a little bit healthier by portion control. Alrighty, so we're going to melt our butter in our pan here. And we're going to add, once that's all melted, we're going to add our flour and make our roux, because the first thing we're going to do is make a bechamel sauce for our mac and cheese, okay? You can also turn on your oven and preheat it to 350, because I think this is going to come together pretty quick, and then we got to bake it for a little bit, alright? So once your butter's all melted, take your 4 tablespoons or 4½ tablespoons or whatever I said it was of flour and mix that into your butter. It's going to thicken up right away. And what you want to do is just cook this for just a couple minutes, just so it gets that nice golden brown color, okay? See how it gets that nice golden brown color? That's what you're looking for. And now you're going to add a little at a time of your half and half. It's going to thicken up pretty quick. The first incorporation, you're going to see as soon as you pour some of it in, it gets clumpy right away. So you just want to keep whisking, because you want this obviously nice and smooth. We don't want lumps of flour. Okay? I don't have a container big enough for all my milk in one. I gotta get a bigger measuring cup. Okay, and then once all your half and half is in, you just keep stirring and whisking for about 5 minutes or so. This is gonna just thicken and thicken and thicken, and then you have your bechamel sauce, okay? Alright, so our bechamel is nice now, cooked about 4 or 5 minutes more. It's nice and thick. What we're gonna do is take it off the heat, and we're going to take some of this essence, Emeril's Essence, about 1/2 teaspoon, and we're just going to add that to our bechamel here, okay? We're also going to take some hot sauce, and just a couple, not too much, because you don't want it to overpower everything else. It's just adding a little bit of flavor to our bechamel, okay? And we're just going to whisk that in. You probably could also do like dry mustard or a grainy mustard if you wanted that mustard flavor in your cheese rather than hot sauce. I think that probably would work too. Maybe next time I'll try that. Usually I try a recipe just the way it is first, just to see how good or bad it is, and then I'll zhuzh it up and play with it later. If I make it again, if I like it and I'm going to make it again, I'll play around with it. Okay, so there's our sauce ready to go. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, so to this, we're going to add some of our cheddar cheese, about 2 ounces of it, to there. If I could remember which cheese is which cheese, this is our Gruyere, so we're going to do probably half of our Gruyere cheese into there, okay? And then half of our Parm cheese into there, okay? Let's just do half there. And then we save the rest of this because that comes into play later. So let's just whisk this in, all this cheese we just added, and make a nice cheesy sauce here. Okay, so I push our sauce off to the side for now. I have a little bit of butter in a pot here, a pot big enough to hold my macaroni, and I'm going to saute my garlic a little bit first, okay? Just to infuse that flavor a little bit and toast up the garlic a little bit, okay? And then what you're going to do is put your macaroni into this and toss it around just to butter your pasta with that garlic butter, okay? Without dropping it all over the place, of course. Okay, and then once you have your garlicky butter pasta all ready to go, you're going to add it right to this sauce in the pan. Now make sure, I didn't show you how to cook the pasta. I mean, I'm assuming everybody knows how to cook pasta, so you don't need me to show you that. Just make sure when you cook your elbow macaroni, or mini shells if you want to do it with shell pasta, you can do any pasta you want. Make sure you cook it very al dente, okay? You definitely don't want to overcook this because it's going to bake more and finish cooking in the oven, so you don't need to overcook your pasta. You don't want mushy mac and cheese. You know, you want it to have a little bit of firmness to it still when it comes out of the oven, okay? So you're just going to mix this all together with your cheese sauce. Okay, and then once that's all mixed, of course you want to give it a little pre-taste, just to see if it needs any salt. Wow, that's so good already. I could just start eating this now. A little salt and pepper, okay? And then just finish mixing that, and we'll be ready to dish this out and get it into our casserole dish, if that's what we're doing, but we're not. We're going to do something, like I said, a little different to make it a little healthier. We're going to portion control it, alrighty? So let me get my vessels ready, and we'll be right back. So what I did was, I took a whole bunch of my souffle cups. I have these 2 large ones and a bunch of little ones. I use them for creme brulees. I use these for my souffles. What we're going to do is make individual mac and cheeses for portion control. Like I said, a little bit healthier. Now, it only makes it healthier if you can only eat the one and not go back and get a second one and a third one. Also, it's a great idea if you're having people over and you're having like a sit-down dinner. This would make a great little pasta course. Just do individual little mac and cheeses. It's small enough that it's enough for a pasta course, or get more of these and do them as a dinner course. Nice little individuals, okay? So what we're going to do, I know we still got a lot of cheese left, right? So what you're going to do is just take a little bit of this mixture in each of these. Press it down a little bit. Okay, you just want to kind of fill them about halfway. And then once you have them all filled, I don't know if I mentioned, make sure you butter all of these dishes too with a pastry brush, just to make sure you don't get stick. You want the crustiness of the mac and cheese on the sides, but you don't want it to burn and stick. Then just take a small spoon and just kind of spread them out so they're nice and flat and even. Okay? And then what you're going to do is start taking some of this other cheese that you have left and dividing it onto all of these, okay? You want to make sure you have a little bit left too for the tops, right underneath the breadcrumb topping we're going to put on. So just, you know, make a good layer. That way you'll have a nice cheesy layer in the middle of this thing too. Okay, I mean the whole thing is cheesy with the sauce, but at least this way you get a nice little really cheesy layer in the middle. Okay. So do that with all your cheeses, take all of them, but just try to watch how you spread them out so that way it's even. Okay? Okay, and then once you have all the cheese in, I just saved a little bit of the cheddar. You know what? It's better to have the cheese inside the thing because we're going to have the breadcrumbs on the top anyway. So I'm adapting it and changing it, okay? Now you're going to take the rest of your mac and cheese, put that right on top of each of these, and fill them up. Now I mixed the rest of my essence, my Emeril's Essence seasoning, with my panko breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to top these with the breadcrumbs, okay? And that's it. Finally, we get to put these in the oven, because man, I'm starving. I need some lunch today. Alrighty? 350 oven, like I said, about 35 minutes till it's nice and golden and the cheese is bubbling and everything else, okay? So we'll see in a little bit when these come out. Oh, I can't wait to eat this today. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Oh man, looky. Look at that. How do you beat that? You know how? You don't. You can't. Wow, that is some nice mac and cheese, I'll tell you. Alright, it's sizzling. You can still hear it sizzling. It smells amazing in here with all this cheese, okay? So we're going to let these cool down just enough that we can eat it without burning the entire inside of our mouth, alrighty? So we'll be back in a tiny little bit to try one of these and see if this mac and cheese is really the 5-cheese bomb of mac and cheese, alrighty? Be back in a few. Alrighty, ready to try this. If you score the edges of your little souffle cups or creme brulee cups or whatever you're using, you can just pop your mac and cheese right out. Look at that, look at that. So we're gonna try this one today. Look how gooey, cheesy, steaming hot still. But we gotta try it because it just smells so good. Wow, is that good? You taste all kinds of cheese in this one. Oh man. And it's crusty on the outside and on the top with the breadcrumbs. This is how you celebrate Cheese Day. Cheese Day, everybody. I don't care what kind of cheese you eat or what you eat it with. Just eat some cheese today. I would do this one. Actually, I'm going to be doing this one for a couple days now because I got plenty there and I can't ship this one. Alrighty? Happy Cheese Day, everybody. Enjoy. See you tomorrow.